Hi, Dolores.
Hi, Dean. Excited to be here.
Thank you. Dolores, I have a question. So here's the hypothetical. You've secured a 1 year fractional CMO engagement, okay? 1 year client. And today's day one. What problem do you normally see when you start a new engagement? Or if you prefer, what problem do you go hunting for? Because you know it's there, but the clients don't usually see it until you point it out to them. Oh, and let the
Yeah.
people know a little bit about you.
Okay. Okay. So first, let me answer your question. The
Hmm.
problem that I look for right away
Hmm.
is the attraction problem. Like I don't care what happens in the first minute. I
Hmm.
don't care what's happening after we attract a client if what we have is a problem of attraction.
Right.
And usually, what that means is that are we showing up in the wrong rooms? Are we showing up with the wrong message? Or are we completely missing the mark between what we offer and who we are um, talking and reaching out to, which is a combination of the previous two? So I look to find, is there traction there first? Because if I spend all my 12-month engagement fixing their back end funnel, but I don't look at the front end, then it's going to be a waste of my time. Now, rapidly, we have to fix the back end because we don't want a leaky funnel, of course.
Absolutely.
But that's what I look for first.
Okay. So let's shift from you, fractional CMO. Let's shift over to the board, the CEO, the executive leadership team. All right. Leading up to this, they made a decision to commit enough money for a year-long fractional CMO. Right. How do they get maximum value out of whatever fractional CMO that they hire? Or if you prefer, how do clients normally waste the money after they hire a fractional CMO?
How do they waste or how do they make? So it is my job to make sure that the money they invest doubles, triples,
Right.
or whatever, right? Ideally, you put 1,000, you take 10,000, 10x. Um, and so my job there is to first look at the fastest path to cash.
Hmm.
What levers do I need to move in order to have them see that every dollar they're spending on me is turning into two, three, or more in client acquisition. Second, I want to make sure that we stop all of the doing of marketing and we start building a cohesive, build on each action type of strategy. And sometimes that means stop spending boatloads of money on this ad that is not going anywhere. So it's sometimes it's because we generate more revenue, and sometimes it's because we stop doing things that nobody dare to look at the analytics and realize it's not making us any money, but we've been doing it for 10 years, so might as well do it. So first is I want to make sure that they are seeing the ROI as fast as possible.
Okay. Also, did you tell people who you are?
No, my name is Lola. Yeah, it is actually. My name is Lola. That's what my friends call me, but my name is Dolores. I am originate from Argentina, so if you hear an accent, it's because I have it. Spanish is my first language, but I speak English in the US and with my clients, and I'm actually. Funny enough, is I always say I think because I am a English as second language, that I can be very good at helping my clients communicate effectively because if I don't understand, nobody understands.
Right.
So plain English, please. My background is in digital marketing. I actually started in this space in 1996. Yes, I am that old. I'm 51. And when I graduated from school in 1996, I wrote the first white paper slash thesis in Spanish in the world on how the internet was going to revolutionize marketing. 1996. I pitched the first website to McDonald's.
All right.
This is before Amazon existed. So
Yeah.
I've been in this space for a very long time. I've been a TEDx organizer. I basically I'm committed to helping great products and services reach the right people and help them by helping those that provide those products and services speak their audience's language.
Okay. Okay. So let's switch over to not you necessarily, but a peer, a friend. Someone says, "Hey, Dolores, Lola, just signed a client for a year. I'm a fractional CMO. I usually work with like brand new companies, but this company is a little further along the timeline. They've got some marketing people already working there, junior people, mid-level people, right? Can you tell me, as the fractional CMO who's going in, is there like one thing that I should make sure I do right away? Or is there one thing that I should definitely try to avoid doing, you know,
Yeah.
when I first, get in front of that team?
So obviously, the first thing you want to do is listen and
Yeah.
audit. Uh, I call it listening. You call it audit. Basically, assess what is there. What you don't want to do is walk in like a bull in a china shop and just break everything that is there, because your new ideas, they might be the best ideas for you, but you gotta meet the company, your client, where they are, and build from there. I don't appreciate expert or consultant that walks into a room and says, we're going to put my systems there,
Right.
because what happens then is that the client, after a year, is left with all your systems, and for whatever reason they don't re-engage with you, they get that new expert and the same thing happens. So you want to make sure that, first of all, you have an assessment of what's working, what's not working. Second, you want to champion and celebrate the existing team and celebrate the great work they've done, and just come in from a place of, my job is to make you guys the heroes, the marketing heroes of this company. You are not the hero. Your
No.
client is a hero. And in this case, the existing team needs to be the hero.
Mhm.
So you are there to make them look amazing, so much so that they are begging the CEO to keep rehiring you year after year.
Right.
And
Right.
then once you do that, you'll have an amazing team that responds to you, and you'll be it's going to be easy from there.
Okay. So let's go a layer deeper than that. Okay. I'm one of the junior marketing people on that team. And I found out that a fractional CMO, which I had to Google because I'd never heard of the term, a fractional CMO is being brought in to my company, and it's like a part-time chief marketing officer. Basically, that's what Google says.
Part-time
Fractional,
boss.
part-time boss, right? So, like, so you're going to be there for a year, right? How do I? What do I ask? What do I do? How do I get like the most out of your experience as I can in the year that you're going to be there, so that for my long-term career, this is sort of like a launch pad for me.
I love the question. And for those, junior marketing team members listening to this,
Hmm.
it's such a powerful question, because first of all, you might be, if you like what you're doing, if you like your job, you might be saying, wow, I would love to work part-time for multiple companies and make a lot of money. You don't know how much money I'm making, but you assume it's a lot, or a good amount. Um, and so first is like, you now just have a chance to work with your future self.
Hmm. Oh, that's a
And
good way to think about it. Yeah.
yeah, so if this inspires you and say, "Oh, I didn't even know," you said it. I had to Google it, right? You didn't even know this way of working existed, and you now are shown a path, a career path that you never thought about. So first of all, celebrate. It's like you're working for the right company. They're investing in you
Yeah.
because they're gonna make you better. So first of all, is listen, show up ready to work, be open to feedback and coaching. If that fractional CMO working with you is offering you a suggestion, before you respond with something you already know, or in,
Right.
just to cut to the chase, in a defensive way, think about your response and look for the learning. Like, look for the learning in every interaction with this future you, and just understand that you'll have a chance to, one, be better at your job and therefore be appreciated more, and two, learn as much as you can so that you can actually replicate their playbook
Yeah.
and begin your fractional CMO career path.
All right. Okay. So let's go back up to the top of the company. Do
You're
you
making
think
me dizzy.
Do you think after the company has like decided, whether it's the CEO on their own or whoever, right? They've decided, okay, we're ready to commit enough money for a year for an experienced fractional CEO. Do you think they look at that as a 1-year sprint, or they look at that as the first year of a marathon? In your experience with your clients, let's say.
So if someone is ready to commit for a year,
Mhm.
chances are they're looking for a 1-year marathon. And in many cases, they're on a fast path to growth,
Right.
which means they're actually on a path to hiring a full-time CMO.
Mhm.
I just had this experience of someone with a fractional CMO who was really looking to recruit me for a full-time CMO. And I don't want to do that. I'm happy with my fractional CMO role. I don't want to go in house. And they were sending me all kinds of like tempting offers. But that's a wonderful example. They've had a great experience with a fractional CMO. They have grown to the point that they want this full time because they're gonna continue that upper growth
Right.
trajectory. So a smart CEO is looking at fractional CMO as a transition to a full time.
All right. Yeah. Just what you said just reminded me of you not wanting to transition from fractional to at the end of last year. I was hired. I was one of a team of people hired, like individuals brought in as a team, assembled as a team to help a fractional CMO get hired as the full time CMO.
Oh,
So like she had been there for I don't know 9 months or so maybe, and they were interviewing actively globally for a full time CMO. She decided I like it here. I'm going to stay. And like it, I mean, she didn't get hired because of me or any other individual person on the team, but it was just like I'd never been part of that kind of effort before. And given, I mean, I probably personally know 350 fractional CMOs right now today, but this is the first time anyone's ever said, Dean, I need help, not to find a new client or to help a client even, but which is why I'm normally brought in, but to actually help her stop becoming a fractional CMO. And it was a really like interesting communication challenge, because on the one hand, she's anything that's not working, she's kind of the incumbent. It's like running for re-election, right?
yes.
So she's kind of the incumbent, so it's kind of her fault, or at least it could be blamed on her, right? And so, being where I had to like put together the messaging in a way so that if any of that was brought up, like she knew what to say.
Mm.
And but in the meantime, it's like everything from her LinkedIn profile to her resume, all had to be like I reconstructed all of it into a story so that like she's the only person that made sense, unless you were
And
willing
she
to
got
integrate
hired,
this
I'm
into your
assuming.
process. But it's the only ever time it's ever happened. It was like last
That's an
December.
interesting. And she got hired.
She got hired. Yeah, she's now CMO of a giant global company.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, good for her. Hey, so who should like sort of the ideal? Like who should reach out to you and how should they connect with you?
Yeah, so the best way to connect with me is come to the dolores.me. You're going to have all of the relevant links,
Mhm.
and that's Dolores with an O, DOLORES.me. And who should reach out to me? A CEO who is at the point where they're looking for fast growth. They might be in a 2, 3, 4 year sprint, maybe on an exit sprint, right?
Right.
And they have been at it for a while, maybe 3 or 4 years. They've gone organic growth, but now they need to step it up another level. They are either a SaaS company or they are a service provider. And range wise, it depends on the industry and the company, but you might be a
Mhm.
5 million, 7 million, $9 million business who is not there for a full time CMO, but you definitely need to stop just doing marketing and have a cohesive strategy
Yeah.
that supports each action and each initiative and builds on each other. Like no more like spaghetti to the wall. That's who should hire me. Actually, I just got hired by one of those companies yesterday, and we're going to start a initial engagement of a half day session
Right.
that will transition into fractional CMO.
Right on. All right. Well, that's great. Thank you so much for being here. I learned a lot.
You're very welcome, Dean. Thank you for having me.
Okay, that's it for me. That's it for us. This is the end of season 2. So thank you very much. It's episode 50, end of season 2. And catch you season 3.